Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So continuing class 9th motion physics first chapter. So in previous session in part 1 we discussed some important concepts related to this lesson. Now we are moving on to the next other concepts which are very important. Before entering to today's concept, let us understand clearly about speed and velocity. Speed is related to distance, velocity is related to displacement, right? So distance means, as you all know, actual path, means we will calculate all the path where the person moves from one point to another point. But what about displacement? We will take the shortest distance. Clear? So first let us understand the difference between speed and velocity, then let's move on to the today's concept. So first observe this video. A person is traveling to 6 meter, right? And he is coming back again a 4. 6 plus 4, it is 10. So observe the time also. It is just a video, just observe and leave for 2 seconds. Here they are calculating the speed also, speed of that person. So that means actual path traveled by an object from one position to another position. If you take distance by time, you will get speed. Clear? So speed is a scalar quantity. SI unit is meter per second. I think you clear about the speed. Observe this video again clearly. He will go for 6 meter, then he will come back 4 meter. 6 plus 4, 10. Time, by that time was 4.4 seconds. So 10 by 4.4, you got 2.27 meter per second. Clear? So let's move on to the next, that is velocity. Observe this person now. See here, in this case a person is moving 6 kilometer and he came back 4. So 6 minus 4 you have to take, right? So 2 meter, then he is moving towards right side. So we are mentioning the direction also. The time, observe the time. He came back again, he came back with the same timings, 4.4 only. But 6, if we come back, we will take minus 4. 6 minus 4, it is 2. So 2 by 4.4, observe here, 2 by 4.4, we are taking it as 0.45 meter per second right side, means we are specifying the direction also. That means in displacement, as I told you, it is a vector quantity which gives both magnitude and direction. Observe clearly, he goes for 6 meter, then he will come back again 4. So 6 minus 4, 2. By that time it was 4.4. 2 by 4.4, you got 0.45 meter right, and you are mentioning the direction also. Okay, this is about speed and velocity. Clear? I think you are clear. Now observe next video clearly. I am going to show observe these two vehicles clearly. Observe vehicles clearly. Observe the arrow marks of car and arrow marks of truck, arrow marks of lorry, or you can take it as truck. Here car is moving in uniform speed. Observe here, or uniform velocity we can say. See, arrow marks are in equal distance. But if we consider a lorry, there is a difference in arrow mark, right? The lorry is changing its velocity, means it is increasing its speed. Right, it is increasing its speed. Observe this arrow mark, it is near, then it went for far distance. But here observe the arrow mark of car, it is equal distance, right? There is no change in velocity in this case, in car case. But in lorry there is a change in increasing in speed. What do you mean by if you increase the speed? If you increase the speed of this, what we are going to say? See here, observe, we are going to say it as acceleration. That means if there is any change in velocity, we are going to say that as acceleration, rate of change of velocity with respect to time. That means if it is velocity changing with respect to time, or speed is increasing with respect to time, we are calling it as the concept as acceleration. Again observe here, the lorry, it is moving and it is gradually the speed of lorry is increasing, but the speed of car is equal here. Observe the arrow marks are equal distance here. But if you observe the arrow marks here, there is a space, more space, it is coming towards the space, more space between the arrow marks. So by this we can conclude that there is a change in velocity. If there is any change in velocity, we are going to call it as acceleration. Clear? Now let's see the definition. particular definition of acceleration. So acceleration means what we can conclude? It is a change in velocity of a body per unit time. It is a change in velocity of a body. Sometimes decreases also. As I told you, it not only increasing in the speed, you may decrease speed also. Okay, just we are saying it as change in velocity or change in speed also we can say. Okay, but if we take a speed in particular direction, it is again we call it as velocity. So what is the definition for acceleration? It is the change in velocity of a body per unit time, or you can give other definition, rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity. It is a quantity. It is a vector quantity. Why it is a vector quantity? We are taking velocity, right? Velocity is a vector quantity. So this acceleration is also vector quantity. SI unit is meter per second square. Why it is called as meter per second square means, observe the equation for acceleration. Acceleration means change in velocity, means acceleration is equal to, we will write it as velocity by time. Okay, what is an SI unit for velocity? Meter per second, right? SI unit of velocity, as we discussed in previous session, SI unit of velocity is meter per second. Again, right, meter per second. For time, again second. So second square, right? Second into second square. So if we go for, it comes meter square, meter per second. Again it will come upward, it becomes per. So here meter per second square, we call it as meter per second square. So what is the formula for acceleration? Change in velocity by time taken. Change in velocity by time taken. Okay, how we take it as change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity. Means if it is, for example, if it is the initial velocity, it is at rest, means we'll take it as 0, right? And it is moving at the speed of 50 kilometers. So we'll take 50 minus 0. So 50 minus 0, like that. Okay, just to imagine. So acceleration means final velocity minus initial velocity by time taken. Okay, so here acceleration is always represented by small a. Final velocity is represented by v, initial velocity is represented by u, time is t. So you can observe acceleration, a means acceleration, u is initial velocity, v is final velocity, t is time taken. So this is the formula for acceleration. A is equal to v minus u by t. A is equal to v minus u by t. So again I am repeating, what do you mean by acceleration? If there is any change in velocity. Okay, if there is any change in velocity of a body per unit time, we call it as acceleration. So what is the formula for acceleration? A is equal to change in velocity by time. Change in velocity means we'll take it as final velocity minus initial velocity by time taken. By how we represent them mathematically? A is equal to v minus u by t. A is equal to v minus u by t. So this is about acceleration. But we have two concepts. One is uniform acceleration. Again, in acceleration we have two forms. One is uniform acceleration and the one is non-uniform acceleration. So what is the difference between uniform and non-uniform acceleration means? Observe, a body has a uniform acceleration. We'll say that a body has uniform acceleration when we say that if its velocity increases by equal amount in equal interval of time. Means velocity increases, for example 10 kilometer, again 20, 30, 40, like that. So 10, 20, 30, how much? It is increasing by 10, right? So it is increasing by 10 meter per second. So if there is an equal change in or equal increase in velocity in equal interval of time, then we say that object is in uniform acceleration, or our object has uniform acceleration. Then what is non-uniform acceleration? Just you have to change this. A body has non-uniform acceleration if its velocity increases by unequal amount in equal interval of time. Observe, in both the cases we are considering it as equal interval of time, but we are taking unequal amount. For example 10, 15, okay, again 20, 30, like that. See here, there is a difference of 5. There is a difference of 5. Again, there is a difference of 10. Unequal amount, but in equal interval of time, then we say that object has non-uniform acceleration. Okay, for that example, you can write a motion of free falling body. For example, if we leave a ball from certain height, okay, if I leave a ball from certain height, it will come in a uniform acceleration. There is no change in velocity. Okay, but if we consider this motion of car in crowded city roads, so if you imagine, if you are going to a city in a car, if there is more traffic cannot increase your velocity. Sometimes you have to decrease, sometimes you have to increase, sometimes you have to decrease, again increasing. There is a change in velocity and unequal amount. So at that time as non-uniform acceleration. So this is about the difference between uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration. So next, let's move on to the next concept, graphical representation of motion. Graphical representation of motion, that means how we represent graphically when object is at rest, or when object is in uniform motion, or even an object is in non-uniform motion, like that. So in this we will discuss in two part. Number one, distance time graph, means there is a relation between distance and time. So distance and time, if you consider distance and time, as we discussed in previous session about uniform motion and non-uniform motion, right? What do you mean by non-uniform and non-uniform? If a object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, we call it as uniform. If an object covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, means it is non-uniform. So observe the graph. If the graph is like this, that means here time is in x-axis, it is time, in y-axis it is distance. If we plot a graph, if it is a line is a straight line, if a line is a straight line, we say that an object is in uniform motion. You may ask, write the graph, or represent graphically when an object is in uniform motion. Okay, if it is like that, so you have to write like this, straight line. If it is straight line, it is said that an object is at uniform motion. What the distance time graph of uniform motion is a straight line. Okay, if it is non-uniform motion, it will be like curved line. Okay, so if it is a straight line, it is uniform motion. If it is curved line, it is non-uniform motion. So this is about distance time graph. Is velocity time graph. So now in previous we took distance time graph, now it is velocity time graph. Okay, now observe, if it is an object is in constant speed, there is no increasing at all. So always observe, if it is constant, it will be a straight line parallel to x-axis. The straight line parallel to x-axis, then we say that an object is in constant speed. There is no increase, there is no decrease, it is equal. So it is velocity time graph. So here x-axis is time, y-axis it is velocity. So how it is? It is straight line parallel to x-axis. Okay. And then velocity time graph, if it is a straight line, observe, it is called as uniform acceleration. Observe, in distance time, if it is straight line, we took it as uniform motion, right? But in this case, velocity time graph, if it is straight line, we call it as uniform acceleration. Okay. Then coming to the third case, if it is curved line, we calling it as non-uniform acceleration. In that, non-uniform motion, but in this case non-uniform acceleration. Okay, then in the last case, non-uniform retardation. What do you mean by retardation? For example, sometime acceleration, if it becomes negative, if it is negative, so acceleration is negative, means it decreases. If acceleration decreases and if it becomes negative, then that type of acceleration we are calling it as retardation. What do you mean by retardation? Negative acceleration, we are calling it as retardation. Look here, the graph is like this, downwards, right? Downward curved line. So if it is downward curved line, it is called as retardation. That means negative acceleration. Clear? So this is about the graphical representation of motion. Number one, it is distance time graph. Next one is velocity time graph. In distance time graph, we learnt about the graph which tells about uniform and non-uniform motion. But in velocity time graph, we learnt about constant speed, uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration and non-uniform retardation. Retardation means negative acceleration. Again, I am repeating, retardation means negative acceleration. Okay, so this is about graphical representation of motion. So in next we have three types of equations here. Here we have three types of equations of motion. Those are very important when solving the problem. So let us learn one by one. So first it is equation of motion by graphical method. The first one, it is equation of velocity time relation. Velocity time relation. Velocity time relation. So here observe the graph. Observe the graph, which is very clear. So here observe, one is velocity and time, as the equation itself saying about velocity and time graph. And remember, this derivation is not important, just you have to know how we got this equation. Okay, so observe clearly. I am going to explain clearly. So first take a graph which represent velocity time graph. Okay, and here the object is in uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration means an object is in straight line, it is moving in a straight line. Okay, so now what you have to consider a velocity time graph of a body. Okay, consider a velocity time graph of a body moving with a uniform acceleration. Yes, as we discussed in time graph, if an object is moving in a uniform acceleration, yes, it is always straight line, right, like this. And here we are considering acceleration as a. Acceleration we represent by small a. Okay, then initial velocity, here we are considering initial velocity. Here if we are considering initial velocity as u. So here you can observe initial velocity as u, and find at a. Where is initial velocity? It is at a point. Okay, and final velocity v. So final velocity v at b. Okay, in a time t. So here observe, we are taking acceleration as a, initial velocity as u, final velocity as v, time as t. Okay, already when we are discussing about acceleration, we learnt about these variables, right? Then here we have to take some construction. What is that construction means? Perpendicular lines BC. So which is a perpendicular line? This is the one perpendicular line, and another one is BE is another perpendicular line. Okay, observe here, if we consider a graph, so we are plotting a straight line, the line is moving straight line. Okay, this is point A, this is point B. Okay, from this we have to draw one perpendicular BC and another perpendicular BE, like this. Okay, like this. Okay, A is initial velocity, B is final velocity. So from that we have to draw. Then point B and time, axis and initial velocity OA. So here if we consider initial velocities, observe here OA is initial velocity, BC is final velocity, this is U, this is V, the whole thing we are considering it as V. Okay, that's what they're giving here, so that the initial velocity OA and a final velocity BC and time interval is OC. So this is time interval, this is T. Okay, time interval T. Okay, again I am explaining you, listen carefully. Here an object is in uniform acceleration. Object is in uniform acceleration. As you all know, if it is uniform acceleration, the graph will be straight line. Here the graph will be straight line. Okay, one is A, another is B. One is A and another is B. So from this B we have to draw one perpendicular BC and another perpendicular BE. Okay, BE. Then here again you have to observe, this is O. Here again we have to draw AD is perpendicular to OC. This AD is perpendicular to OC. Okay, OC means for this perpendicular, or you can say that parallel to OC also. Okay, now let us observe the figure. Now observe the figure here. After all construction we got final figure like this. So now if you observe the figure, so BC, observe this BC. So BC, how we can write? BD, this BD plus DC, right? BD plus DC, that's what we have taken, BD plus DC. So let BD be as it is. DC means we can take it as OA, right? Because they're parallel. As we all know, in rectangle, if we consider a rectangle, opposite sides are equal, right? So instead of DC, in the place of DC, we can substitute OA. So this OA. Okay, now substituting the values. What is BC? Velocity V, initial velocity U. So BCV, OAU, if we substitute here, what we got, V is equal to BD is as it is now, this one. So BC means V, BD is as it is. Instead of DC we took OA. In the place of OA you have to substitute U. Okay, BD is equal to, we want BD now, so V minus U. So we got BD is equal to V minus U. Okay, now we are taking the formula of acceleration. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time, change in velocity by time. So change in velocity means BD by AD. So you can observe here, change in velocity means, here we will take this triangle, BD by AD, BD by AD. So BD means what we got now, V minus U. So V minus U. So instead of AD we can take it as OC, because these are parallel to each other or opposite sides are equal. So OC. So V minus U by T. Okay, you got A is equal to V minus U by T. So now cross multiplication. So AT is equal to V minus U. Now take minus U to the RHS, it becomes plus. So V is equal to U plus AT. This is the first equation of motion. What is the first equation of motion? V is equal to U plus AT. V is equal to U plus AT. This is how we derived the first equation of motion. When you are writing, copy this to the notebook. When you are copying, observe the figure and write. It will be very easy. Okay, learn this first, learn the statements and substitute it. When we are simplifying like cross multiplication, you will get the first equation of motion, which is the first equation, V is equal to U plus AT. Okay, equation is position time relation. Position time relation. So if we consider a velocity time graph of a body moving with a uniform acceleration A, here we are considering an object is moving in a uniform acceleration. So if an object is moving in a uniform acceleration, it always move in a straight line. So this is point A, this is point B. Again what we have to do, perpendicular from B to C, and this is perpendicular E. Okay, then we are taking BD also. This is the figure what we have taken here. Okay, and here we are considering the distance because it is position time relation. So distance means from, if we start from OA BC, so OA BC, now OA BC we have to consider the whole figure. So it seems like a trapezium. How? Yes, right, it is like a trapezium. So but instead of trapezium, the whole trapezium is divided into two equal parts. So this is first part, this is second part. That means one is rectangle and the one is triangle. So what we can write, area of rectangle OADC, sorry, make it as DC, OADC, this is rectangle, plus area of triangle ABD, this is correct, ABD, this is, make it as OADC. Now what is the formula for area of rectangle? Length into breadth, right? Length into, this is length, this is breadth. So length into breadth means OC into OA or OA into OC. Plus, what is the area of rectangle formula? Half into base into height, right? Half into base into height. So half, what is the base? AD, height it is BD. So half into base into height. Now let us substitute now. Observe the substitution now. Let us observe the substitution. This OA is U, BC is V. Okay, this is T, time. Okay, so this is also time. Okay, so now here OA substitute it as U, OC is time, okay, or AD is also time. These both are time now. This is U, okay, this is U. If this is U, this is DC is also U. But you want the whole thing it as BD, right? This BD in this case. So BD means what you have to do? The whole is V. You have to minus U. So V minus U there. So BD means V minus U. Okay. So now, but in previous case, means in equation 1, what we took in equation 1? In equation 1, what we got? A is equal to V minus U by T, right? In equation 1, we got V minus U by T. So if we cross multiply, V minus U means we can substitute AT, right? So now let us take it as, here OA means U, OC means, here OC means T, let it be half as it is. Again AD, AD is also T because these both are equal. So T into, again in place of BD it is V minus U. V minus U can be written as AT by equation 1. So AT. So what you got? S is equal to UT plus half AT square. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So this is the equation 2 in motion. So this is equation 2. Okay, just when you're writing, just observe the statement which I have given here. Observe it. The whole figure is divided into two parts. One is rectangle, another is triangle. We took a formula and substituted. Okay, clear? So OA is U here, initial velocity. BC is final velocity. Clear? So let's go for third equation. So if you go for third equation, so here also the same figure we are using for all the three equations. So first, consider a velocity time graph. This we call it as position velocity. First, velocity and time, right? Velocity and time relation. Second one is position and time related. Now it is position and velocity related. Observe. First equation is velocity and time. Second equation is position and time. Third equation is position and velocity. So this is position and velocity relation. Okay, here also consider a velocity time graph of a body moving with the uniform acceleration A, traveled distance ends in time t. Okay, the distance traveled by a body between the point A and B in the area OABC. The same thing we are considering OABC. Okay, here we are taking area of trapezium OABC, means we are taking area of trapezium only. Okay, what is area of trapezium? What is the formula for area of trapezium? What do you mean the formula means? What is the formula for area of trapezium? Half into, here base into sum of parallel sides. Sum of parallel sides we are going to take. Sum of parallel sides. Sum of parallel sides. This is the formula for trapezium. Half into base into sum of parallel sides. So half means it is 1 by 2. Base it is OC, right? Base it is OC. And here the parallel sides, which are the parallel side? OA and BC are the parallel side. OA and BC are the parallel side. So OA plus BC. Again substituting OA as U, BC as V, OC as T. So if we substitute, what you will get? S is equal to U plus V into T by 2. But the equation, first equation, what is our first equation? What is our first equation? If we consider first equation, in first A is equal to V minus U by T, right? So let us interchange. T is equal to V minus U by A. If we take T here, A here, V minus U by A. So we are taking this equation from first equation, T is equal to. Now if we substitute here, if we substitute in this case, V plus U will be as it is. Here V minus U by A means it is A is multiplied to 2. So here how it is? A plus B into A minus B. So maths formula. Here we are using maths formula. What is the maths formula? A plus B into A minus B. What is the formula? A plus B into A minus B. A square minus B square, right? The same case we are using here. V plus U into V minus U by 2A. So if we cross multiply, so this becomes V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. This is the third equation of motion, that is position velocity relation. Write the three equation of motion. They may ask for 1 mark. Okay, the three equation of motion are V is equal to U plus AT. So this we are calling it as velocity and time. Velocity time relation. Velocity and time relation. Okay, so yes, this is position and time relation. Position and time relation, that is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Then finally V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. This is position and velocity relation. Okay, so V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square. The third one is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So let's go for last concept in this lesson, that is uniform circular motion. What do you mean by uniform circular motion? As we learnt about circular motion, right? When an object travels in a circular path, we say it as circular motion. In starting only we discussed in part 1. But what do you mean by uniform circular motion? Uniform circular motion is the motion of an object traveling in a constant speed. Constant means there is no increase, there is no decrease in speed. It is moving in a constant same speed on a circular path. For example, here you can observe the object is moving in a constant speed, right, in a circular path. Or if you consider another one, observe here circle, right? Circular means it moves in a circle like structure. So observe these two figures here, both the objects. Here there is a distance, means we can consider it as a radius, same radius. It is moving in a circular path. So what we can conclude, uniform circular motion is the motion of an object traveling in a constant speed on a circular path. So if you observe this, the object is moving in a circular path in a constant speed. There is no increase in speed, there is no decrease in speed. It is moving in an equal amount. So we call it as constant speed in a circular path. So this is about uniform circular motion. If you come for the practical application, if you observe application number one, the earth revolve around the sun, right? The earth revolve around the sun. So here if you consider the earth, so earth revolves around the sun. So this is a practical application of uniform circular motion. Yes, right? There is no increase in speed of earth, motion of an earth, or there is no decrease of motion of earth. It moves around the sun in a constant speed. So this is one of the application of uniform circular motion. Or if you consider another example, that is satellites. If a satellite moving around the earth, so earth is moving around the sun, satellites are moving around the earth. So these are the basic important or applications of uniform circular motion. Today's concept, what we have learnt, finally we glanced about speed and velocity, then we talked about acceleration and uniform and non-uniform acceleration, which talked about uniform and non-uniform acceleration, and graphical representation of motion. That is, one is distance time graph, next is velocity time graph. Then we learnt about three types of equations. Number one, v is equal to u plus at. Number two, s is equal to ut plus half at square. Number three, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Three important equations. Then finally, uniform circular motion. Okay, this is about the lesson motion. By this, the motion lesson is completed. I think you all understood about this concept. So if you like this video, do subscribe my channel and share with your friends and keep watching. So in my next session, I am going to discuss some verbal problems related to this lesson. Until then, thank you. Have a nice day.